When life pushes you into chaos and your emotions begin to scream louder than your logic, that is the exact moment you must learn to trust the plan, not your emotions. Because emotions are temporary storms, but your plan is the compass that leads you forward even when the skies are dark and you cannot see more than a few steps ahead. Emotions rise and fall like waves. One moment you feel unstoppable, the next you feel defeated. One day you want to conquer the world. The next you question everything about your journey, your worth, your vision, your future. But the plan you created was not built on emotion. It was built on clarity, intention, purpose, and reason. The plan came from your highest self, the version of you that was thinking clearly, the version of you that wasn't tired, upset, lonely, or overwhelmed. And so, when emotions begin to shake your world, you must remind yourself that the plan was created by the part of you that knew exactly where you needed to go. Every great victory in history was achieved by someone who understood that emotions are unreliable guides. They are powerful, they are human, they are real, but they cannot always be trusted, especially when you are fighting for something bigger than the moment you're in. Dreams are not built in days of excitement. They are built in days of discipline. When motivation is gone, when your feelings try to convince you that you're tired, that you're stuck, that you're not good enough, that you should quit. Your emotions will lie to you. They will amplify fear, exaggerate doubt, and minimize your progress. But the plan is the truth you wrote for yourself before the war began. Trusting the plan means accepting that the journey will not always feel good. It means accepting that you will wake up some mornings feeling empty, confused, or unmotivated. It means knowing that success is not about controlling emotions, but mastering them. When your emotions say slow down, the plan says keep going. When your emotions say give up, the plan says you're close. When your emotions say it's too hard, the plan says the breakthrough is on the other side. You were not meant to feel confident every day. You were meant to stay committed even on the days confidence disappears. The people who win in life are not the ones who feel strong all the time. They're the ones who keep moving even when they feel weak. They are the ones who understand that emotions pass, but decisions echo. The plan is the anchor that holds you steady during emotional storms. And if you truly want to rise, you must learn to separate what you feel from what you must do. You must learn to sit with discomfort without running from it. You must learn to silence the noise inside your mind and follow the blueprint you created. Because trusting your emotions leads to inconsistency. One day you're on fire, and the next you're frozen. But trusting the plan leads to transformation. Trust the plan when you feel lost. Trust the plan when everything goes wrong. Trust the plan when progress feels invisible. Trust the plan when your emotions whisper that you're not capable. The version of you who made that plan believed in your potential. The version of you who made that plan had a vision. The version of you who made that plan saw a future that your emotions cannot see in moments of weakness. Trust that version of you. Trust the plan, not the storms. Trust the plan, not the fear. Trust the plan, not the temporary feelings that try to sabotage your long-term purpose. Stay loyal to the roadmap even when your heart wavers, even when your motivation fades, even when your mind tries to drag you backward. Your future is not built by how you feel today. It is built by how you act despite how you feel. So keep walking toward the life you want. Keep fighting for the dream that keeps you awake at night. Keep honoring the plan you made before doubt tried to rewrite your destiny. Do not surrender to emotions. They are loud, but they are not always right. Stay committed, stay consistent, stay disciplined. That is how you win. That is how you rise. That is how you transform your entire life by proving to yourself that your plan is stronger than your emotions and your purpose is bigger than your feelings. When the journey becomes heavier and your emotions begin to twist the truth, you must hold on to the plan even tighter, because emotions are shaped by the moment, but the plan is shaped by the mission. Your emotions reflect how you feel right now, but your plan reflects who you are becoming. And the person you are becoming matters far more than the temporary feelings that try to derail you. There will be days when you wake up exhausted, unmotivated, distracted, or discouraged. There will be nights when doubt creeps into your mind and whispers that you're not capable, not ready, not worthy. And in those moments, emotions can become the enemy because they make the temporary feel permanent. They make the challenge feel impossible. They make the setback feel like the end. But your plan, the blueprint you created when your mind was clear and your vision was sharp, reminds you that every emotion eventually fades, but progress only happens when you choose discipline over mood, action over hesitation, commitment over comfort. Trusting the plan is not about ignoring your emotions. It is about refusing to let your emotions control the direction of your life. Feelings are signals, not commands. They can inform you, but they should never govern you. If you listened to your emotions every day, you would stop every time it hurt, quit every time it got difficult, and give up every time it felt slow. But if you trust the plan, you keep going even when it's hard, because you know exactly why you started. You know where you're going. You know that growth requires discomfort, and progress often feels painful before it becomes powerful. Trusting the plan teaches you endurance. It teaches you resilience. It teaches you how to push through emotional turbulence without losing your path. Every champion in history mastered this. They were not always confident. They were not always fearless. They did not always feel strong. But they trusted their plan more than they trusted their emotions. Emotions fluctuate, but vision remains. Emotions shake, but purpose stands firm. Emotions confuse, but clarity in your plan brings direction. You must learn to separate emotional truth from ultimate truth. Emotional truth says, I'm tired, maybe I should slow down. Ultimate truth says, I am capable of doing hard things. Emotional truth says, this is too much for me. Ultimate truth says, I've survived worse and come out stronger. Emotional truth says, maybe this path isn't meant for me. Ultimate truth says, if it wasn't meant for me, the desire wouldn't burn this deeply. And so you rise, not because you feel strong, but because you trust the roadmap you created long before the fear showed up. You rise because discipline has more value than emotion. You rise because momentum is built on consistency, not mood. You rise because your future deserves a version of you who refuses to break under temporary storms. Your emotions may tell you that progress is too slow, but the plan reminds you that slow progress is still progress. Your emotions may say you're failing, but the plan reminds you that failure is part of building something great. Your emotions may say you're alone, but the plan reminds you that solitude is where transformation often begins. Trust the plan on the days when everything feels heavy. Trust the plan when you question your abilities. Trust the plan when you don't see results yet. Trust the plan when you feel overloaded, overwhelmed, or overthinking. Because the plan is not built on the weakness of the moment. It's built on the strength of your long-term vision. The plan is your anchor when emotions rise like waves trying to pull you away from your purpose. It doesn't matter how loud your emotions get. You're louder. It doesn't matter how dark the moment feels. Your purpose is brighter. It doesn't matter how shaky the journey becomes. The plan is steady. You didn't come this far by accident. You came this far because you have a plan worth fighting for, a future worth believing in, a dream worth protecting. And if you stay loyal to that plan, even when your emotions betray you, you become unstoppable. You become the type of person who cannot be swayed by mood or doubt or fear. You become someone who acts from intention, not impulse. You become someone who stays consistent long enough to experience the breakthrough most people never reach, because they quit the moment their feelings change. But not you. You are learning to trust something deeper, stronger, wiser. The plan that holds your vision, your purpose, and your potential. Keep going. Keep trusting. Keep building. Your emotions are not the driver. You are. There will come moments when the weight of everything you're carrying feels unbearable, when your emotions grow so loud that they drown out every bit of logic you once had. And during those moments, you might feel tempted to abandon the path you created. But you must remind yourself that your emotions do not determine your destiny. Your decisions do. The plan you built was not created for the days when everything feels easy. It was built for the days when everything feels heavy. It was built for the battles, for the doubt, for the fear, for the exhaustion. It was built for the exact moment you want to walk away. Anyone can stay committed when they feel motivated. Anyone can stay focused when life is simple. But the ones who rise, the ones who become great, the ones who build lives that others admire, they are the ones who trust the plan even when their emotions rebel against it. Because emotions are temporary, but purpose is permanent. You must learn to become emotionally neutral when it comes to your goals, to show up regardless of how you feel, to stop negotiating with your moods, to stop letting emotional storms rewrite the script of your life. Every time you let emotions decide your action, you make your life unpredictable and your progress unstable. One emotional choice can undo weeks or months of consistent work. One emotional decision can derail momentum you fought hard to build. But when you trust the plan, your progress becomes inevitable because you refuse to let temporary feelings interfere with long-term success. You start to understand that your emotions are allowed to exist, but they are not allowed to interfere. You start to see that feelings are visitors, but the plan is your home. The plan is the reality you are building. The plan is the structure that will carry you to the next level, even when your emotions beg you to stop. You must rise above how you feel and act according to who you want to become. Your future self is watching you in every moment of weakness, hoping you choose commitment over comfort. And every time you choose the plan over your emotions, you become more disciplined, more resilient, more unstoppable. You build a mindset that doesn't collapse under pressure. You build habits that work even when your motivation disappears. You build strength that cannot be influenced by emotional noise. And the more you trust the plan, the quieter your doubts become, because the results begin to speak louder than your fears. Trust the plan long enough, and your emotions will eventually align with your progress. The pride you feel later will outweigh the discomfort you feel now. The sense of purpose will overshadow the doubt. The momentum will silence the hesitation. Because discipline always creates a reward that emotions cannot give you. The reward of knowing you kept going when you could have quit. The reward of proving to yourself that you are stronger than your impulses. The reward of living a life you built intentionally instead of one controlled by how you felt in temporary moments of weakness. You must understand that your emotions are often shaped by fatigue, fear, stress, or memory, none of which have anything to do with your long-term vision. But your plan is shaped by clarity. Your plan is built from your highest perspective, not your lowest moment. That is why you must follow it. That is why you must hold on to it. That is why you must trust it more than your emotional responses. Every time you stick to the plan instead of giving in to emotion, You rewrite your identity. You become someone who doesn't fold, someone who doesn't run, someone who doesn't lose focus, someone who can feel everything: fear, doubt, sadness, frustration, and still move forward. This is the version of you that succeeds. This is the version of you that wins. This is the version of you that your future depends on. And no matter how overwhelmed you feel right now, no matter how loud your emotions grow, no matter how tempted you are to stop, you must keep going anyway. Progress belongs to the persistent, not the emotional. Greatness belongs to the disciplined, not the dramatic. Fulfillment belongs to the committed, not the inconsistent. Trust the plan, honor the plan, protect the plan, because the plan will take you places your emotions never could.